Hello, troopers, and welcome back to the 501st Gun Chatter. I'm Will. Here's my wonderful co-host.
Chloe.
How are we doing, guys? Just want to say an apology because we've been away on episode-wise for a couple of weeks. Nothing wasn't anything personal. It was just a fact of we had some technical issues with the computer.
And we've been away as well. We went to London.
Yes, went to London, which was very
Not
fun.
for anything Star Wars, but
Unfortunately, not.
But it was fun.
Yes. So we do know that we've been away for a bit. We are sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, initially we were going to London for London Comic Con because Win from Skeleton Crew was going to be there, and I think a couple other people as well, like some stormtroopers and that. However, they did cancel the Comic Con because I think some of the guests were obviously American, and they had the fires in California, and they were either, had issues themselves with their homes, or they were helping out their friends, and I think they had a few guests sort of cancel on them, so then they just decided to cancel the whole Comic-Con just in honor of people from Los Angeles. But we still went to London anyway, just not for anything Comic-Con related.
Which was annoying, but we are back. We have a Andor trailer to break down,
and there is so much new release stuff. So there was like a Hasbro.
I thought you were going to reveal it.
No, I'm not revealing nothing yet. But there was a Hasbro Pulse live stream on their YouTube. I think about a week ago. So they've released a lot of new things on there, which we'll be talking about in a bit. But I don't want to spoil anything.
Yes, very exciting, especially for me and you. Yes. Very exciting. But also, speaking of Comic-Con news,
yes,
a certain actor got announced recently at Liverpool Comic-Con. Hayden Christensen got announced. Now, we did have a little look, didn't we? But when we had a look, he was sold out.
Yes. By the time we found out that he was announced, it had gone 2 hours and he was already sold out. But I seen some videos after that, people were looking an hour after he got announced, because obviously they'd just found out, and he was sold out then as well. So I reckon he probably sold out within the first half an hour to an hour.
Yeah, definitely.
Of being announced, which is crazy because he wasn't that cheap either.
He was a lot of money for an autograph or a photo, which I can understand. This is Hayden, This is someone very special, especially if you're a Star Wars fan,
But also compared to some of the other photo ops we've had, obviously you've seen Ian McDermott, and we both met Tam. It was a lot more expensive than those, but
it was double basically.
Yeah. But also it was still less in Celebration. But obviously at Star Wars Celebration, it's going to be more because they know people will pay it.
It's Celebration, when I look back at my photo of me and Hayden, it's I got it at Celebration. You know what I mean?
It does have the little thing along the bottom saying Star Wars Celebration.
And all the pitch, all the thing on the background of the thing was Star Wars Celebration, And I don't regret meeting him at all. I'm very lucky with that.
I mean, personally, I would have met him because, Anakin is my favorite character in Star Wars. Even though these photo ops are quite expensive, sometimes it is worth it just so you can say, oh, I've met that person, But yeah, we can't get it if he's sold out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, it sold out so quickly. I didn't expect it to be sold out that fast. I don't know.
No.
I mean, I know everyone really likes Ian Hayden, and I've seen so many reels where people have said that he's such a great person. It's like when we met Tem. He was just he really took his time, thanked all the people for their time, meeting him and stuff. And yeah, from what I've seen online of people that have met Hayden, have said he's a really nice person and like definitely worth getting like the photo op or the autograph just so you can say hello to him. But yeah, obviously if he sold out, he sold out.
Well, yeah, apparently
it's a shame.
I want to give a little shout out to one of our former special guests and sort of friend of the show, Simply, because he did a little video basically saying that there's a lot of people panicking because Hayden is sold out, but apparently because of the high demand, the Comic-Con is supposedly looking at doing asking Hayden's team for more opportunities to meet him. He's also doing a joint photo op with Rosario Dawson, who is there, who I would quite like to meet, to be fair, because it's Ahsoka. It's very cool. So we are definitely considering going it because it's also on your birthday.
It is.
So
because my birthday is May the 3rd, and obviously a lot of Star Wars stuff happens around May the 4th. So yeah,
we are definitely thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we go and just see Rosario, that would still be quite cool, in my opinion. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. Yeah. It's just getting up there, to be fair.
The reason why it's sold out so quickly is because Hayden doesn't often do these Comic-Cons over here. I see him go to a lot of ones in Canada and stuff because that's where he's from. But last time he was doing a Comic-Con over here, I'm sure was Celebration, and that was obviously a couple of years ago. And everyone that didn't get a chance to meet him at Celebration was like, "Oh my god, let's go!" Because also there's a lot of other big names at this Liverpool Comic-Con. I know not all Star Wars, but there's people like James McAvoy and Alec Baldwin. Is people you would never think would be at Comic-Con in the UK. Obviously there is some other Star Wars ones as well. There's Cameron Monaghan, which would be
quite cool.
That'd be
quite cool.
Like you say, Rosario Dawson. I think there's a couple others.
I think
as well.
Natasha, Sabine Wren.
Yeah.
Which would be again another good one.
I know, but you can't meet them all because I don't think we'd have enough money for that.
No. But if we had
especially
the chance,
with all these cool things being announced, and we just want to buy them all.
I mean, especially, but we'd make an exception for you meeting Hayden, because I made a point to Chloe of the fact that it's look, I've met Hayden, and as much as I would love to meet him again, there's no point in me paying all this money to get another photo with him.
Yeah.
When I've met him, but you haven't, so it would be special for you to meet him. Whereas I might get a photo if we go, I might get a photo with Rosario, because I think Ahsoka's really cool, and I think she's great as Ahsoka. So yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there's also Karate Kid lovers. There's Ralph Macchio and William Zepkut's there as well.
There's a lot of people there. It's a good Comic-Con.
It's one I've never even heard of.
I think the Liverpool one is normally quite a good one. I think last year they had Sebastian Stan and Ralph Fiennes and stuff like that. So they do get big names there. So yeah. Shall we crack on with the episode?
Yes, we have a lot of announcements too.
Okay, so I'm going to start us off with this poster. I effing love this poster. It is so good. So how last year there was a anniversary poster for Phantom Menace in the cinema, and it had little Annie on the pod racing track, and then it was Padme, and then it was Queen Amidala, and it was just very good. I loved it. It was on the popcorn buckets. It was on the drinks things. It was so cool.
And they had one for the Return of the Jedi as well.
Yeah, and I believe it's the same guy. It has to be because it's like the same style.
Yeah.
So the artist is Matt Ferguson. So giving Matt Ferguson a shout out because he's basically a Trooper of the Week this week because of this poster.
Yeah.
So here it is, and when I say I am buying this poster when it comes available, I am buying this poster.
It's so good.
It is so cool. Look at this. So it's got like Anakin and Kenobi battling out, like right sort of in the like just under the middle of the picture. Then you've got like Anakin with his
Doing
like
the temple march.
with his robe up, like hood up, and then you've got like Vader's mask behind him. And then you've got like the battle above Coruscant, so you got like the Venators and the like invisible hand, and it's like it's just so good, the quality of it, and like to get that as like a 24x36,
Yeah,
it's just gonna be so cool. Like I check Matt's website every day to be like, is it on there? Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah. I love it. I think it's great. He also revealed the other day the like full version of the poster.
There you go.
And I mean, even that is so cool.
Yeah.
Like you've got the Jedi Temple on fire. You've got
We've
like
got to zoom into this.
you've got
to
like
show
Padme's
everyone.
apartment looking out. You've got all the lava going on around Anakin and that.
And then you got Anakin's ship and Obi-Wan's ship on the
Yeah,
side.
and you got the Arc 170s behind them.
You got the Venators.
Oh my god.
So nice, isn't it?
Like that is a beautiful print on its own. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
oh
my god.
So nice though.
Yeah.
Really like this one.
Yeah. So shout out to Matt because it's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I think this might be like my all-time favorite poster. I absolutely love it, and like I said, 100% will buy like this one. The smaller one when it comes out because that's just so good, and it is probably like my favorite film. Like I just love it.
But imagine if they do like this on cups.
I will buy it. I will buy the cup. I will buy I will buy the popcorn bucket. Just because I love this design. Like,
and this is like our favorite Star Wars film.
Like, yeah. And I noticed, I don't know if you have, but there's a bit more of a trend in the UK now of having themed popcorn buckets and drinks cups, like America have. So shout out to you guys in America because I love seeing all the different popcorn buckets and drinks. You know, I got the Deadpool Wolverine like popcorn bucket, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, why don't we do this? And we're starting to do it.
Yeah.
But we couldn't find the Phantom Menace one anywhere, could we? Because we were looking for that.
So I really hope they do it with this one. Because
we will look hard for this because we will be like, right.
And they may even, because I remember with the Return of the Jedi one, there were some cinemas that were giving out like a little print of the poster.
Tiny.
Yeah, it's a small one, but still.
It's like I think it's an A4.
Yeah, but like it's free.
I know, but
when you see the film. So
I want the full size.
You
of
want
it.
a massive one.
I want it painted on the wall. But yeah, so it is obviously because we're getting this back in the cinema, which I cannot wait. Yeah. I'm going to be like a child again, enjoying my Star Wars fix. And I'm off the day it's back in cinema. Ooh. So are you. Happy days.
Well, this is the thing. It's always like near the start of May, so it's always around my birthday. So, but this is April 28th.
25th.
Okay.
25th, yeah.
25th.
So yeah, but I know we might see this one or two times. Maybe. But yeah, so that's it for the like posters. We have Funkos. not many. We have some speech bubble Funkos.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a Kenobi where he's just jumped down in Revenge of the Sith,
Hello
and it
there.
says "Hello there." Such an iconic one. I mean, so many
Mm.
people will buy that Funko because it's
Yeah.
the classic "Hello there." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We also have the duo of Darth Vader saying "I am your father," and Luke being like, "No." I think it's a very cool duo
I
set.
like the little base on them as well.
Because it's like Bespin.
Yeah.
But I
So
think the Kenobi one's really cool. I think he looks really good as well as a Funko.
Mm.
But I don't really, as much as I like the Hello there because it's like the iconic scene.
Mm.
I don't like it with the Funko. Like I would love that as a Kenobi on its own without the
I wonder
thing.
if there's a way where you can like take off the speech
Ooh.
bubble.
Maybe because
So
it's
we
a
have to look at
bobblehead.
this. Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
This one got announced recently. I think we talked about it, but this is the first time that we're showing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the duo pack, the duo set thing of Ray and Ben Solo.
The Funkos. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's like a big one.
Yeah, well, it's like a joint base, and they're like together. So again, quite cool. You know, not really one that I'm overly excited about, but hey, you know, people will want that.
Mm-hmm.
Hot toy. We have one, which is the TIE fighter pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they've done like the lighting on this figure, like the red light on it, sort of gives it that shiny look on the helmet, and the like.
Yeah.
Looks really detailed as well.
Yeah.
Again, if you've got like a collection of like Imperials, you know, this is one you're probably gonna want.
Yeah.
It's very
Those
cool.
are very cool.
Very cool. Moving on to is this next one? Yep. So Mara Jade.
Disney lightsaber.
So they did one of these for Stellan Geos for the High Republic. Now they've done like an EU Mara Jade one, which is quite cool. Something a bit different. I didn't expect Disney to do one of these ones, but you know, fair play to them for making it. You know, something a bit different.
Yep.
Comes in this very nice little box as well.
It's nice that they're giving a bit of attention to the expanded universe as well. You know, it's not just all the canon story, because you know people do like the legend stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I like this.
Very cool. So we have some vintage collections.
Yes.
So we have the what's his name? Momor Nadan. For some reason, it's not letting us zoom in on this one. You're just gonna have to see it from afar. There he is. It's not an overly exciting one. It's from the one of these like Cantina guys. So this one goes with the Cantina set that they did for the Hasbro Labs. You know, where it's like the Cantina set, and you get like the Wolfman, and you get like the guy at the bar. They've added a couple because I think they added. I think we shown Dr. Everson. And they also announced Pondu Baba.
Pondu Baba.
Yeah. So he comes like this with his arm, or you can have it off. He's like, oh no!
Take your arm off.
So yeah, looks quite cool. The fact that you can give him like a full arm, or you can give him like a broken one.
Yeah.
We also have Imperial Armored Commando. That we see in Mandalorian season 3. I quite like these troopers. I think they look quite clone-like. And in the next magazine, this is the minifig. So I will be getting one of those because we don't actually have one of these in our collection. So that'll be quite cool. That reminds me, a little bit of, don't know if you've noticed in the news about Star Wars minifigs, there's a little bit of excitement about one at the minute.
There is.
So there's a Qui-Gon figure from the Sith infiltrator ship.
The one that
Phantom Menace.
comes with like the Saul Guerrero 25th
Mhm.
Lego.
Comes with like Darth Maul and a little Annie.
Yeah.
But there's basically two versions of Qui-Gon. There's Qui-Gon with like the dark brown hair and beard,
Mhm.
and there's also one where he's got like a reddish beard
Mhm.
and sort of hair. And those minifigs are selling for like 200 quid.
Mhm.
And I will admit, there is a code that you can look on the bottom,
Mhm.
and if they are between this range, you know that those figures are in those boxes.
Mhm.
And we did, when we went to Smith's, hold some of those boxes, and I was like,
Mm,
that minifig is in here.
yeah.
Should we get it? But we chose not to. We decided to be sensible,
Mhm.
not buy the very expensive minifig. But still, it's very cool to know, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, go back to the Imperial Commando. He looks very cool. I like the blaster.
Mhm.
Yeah. Next up, we got
Nice.
Black Series. Oh, this is going to be so annoying. Anyway, so we have Andor from season 2.
Mhm.
So he's in his like TIE pilot outfit.
He looks sort of like Iden Verso.
Does the helmet with the red
Mm.
things. We will be seeing this obviously in season 2.
Mhm.
Here's a better look of him. Looks quite cool. I like the sort of helmet. I like the helmet with the red markings.
Yeah.
Stands out quite a bit.
Mhm.
Like you said, it's a bit like Inferno Squad.
Yeah.
Here we have him without the helmet.
Mhm.
We have
Moff
Moff Gideon from Mando season 3. Comes with like his electro staff, and like you can have him with the blaster, helmet off. You can even have him with the like electro blade, but like without it active.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite cool.
That's cool.
We have Krennic from season 2 of Andor.
Mhm.
Again, looks quite good.
But look really good with a Vader figure as well.
Yeah, like choking.
Yeah.
We got an Imperial Praetorian Guard.
Mhm.
And he comes with 2 different weapons. So you can have the like electrode sort of whip,
Mhm.
or the like electro blade staff.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now,
Oh wow.
wow. So as you know, we've mentioned the Cody, and we've shown the Cody in the Revenge of the Sith old packaging.
Mhm.
So they announced a couple more figures in the Revenge of the Sith old packaging, but remember, these are the Black Series figures. So
they are bigger than the original.
they're a little bit like taller.
Mhm.
They're not like the vintage collection.
Yeah.
But the box is identical to the old one.
Mhm.
And I do love how you can have the lightsaber, or you can have like the lightsaber in motion.
Mhm.
These figures do look very cool, and I'm so glad that they are doing more of
Yeah.
these. And I love the packaging again, so cool.
Mhm.
But going on that, we have pre-ordered the Cody. So the Cody will be in our collection at some point in this Revenge of the Sith old packaging. I swear to God, if it turns up and it's in the normal packaging, I'll be fuming. Send it back. Give me one of the packaging. But it does look very good as well. But so we have a Count Dooku. We have a Kit Fisto.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people are going to complain about this because they don't like his look, but I love how they've kept the like proper creepy look that he has in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Because that's the look on the box. That's the look on the figure. I know a lot of people didn't like it and how he changed from Attack of the Clone. Looks like he's been on the death sticks. But very
I think
cool.
it's because of how he looked in the Clone Wars, so they made him look a bit more like that. But yeah,
he just looks a bit high, doesn't he?
Mm.
We got an R2D2.
Very nice.
With like all the different like hands and arms that you can give him.
Mhm.
Very cool. And then this is the best one, and we will be getting this one.
It's part of the first.
It's a 501st Trooper in the old packaging. Now, I know we've already got one, but this guy can go with him to be like the podcast cover. And this one also has a face, whereas my one doesn't. So you can put them together. I think it's so cool that they're actually doing a 501st. I'm like, yes, so cool. One thing I will say that I absolutely love about this packaging. Now, obviously, you know, but to you guys watching, is there anything different you can see about this box that you think is a bit wrong? Just give you a couple of seconds. It's the name of the figure. So when they brought out the original 501st Clone Trooper like figure in the old packaging, the 501st weren't around. The 501st clones weren't around yet. They didn't have a name. So it was called a Tactical Ops Trooper, which I thought was quite funny because now looking back, it's like, no, that's the 501st, mate.
Yeah.
But back then they didn't have a name.
No.
So on the box of this figure, he's called Tactical Ops Trooper, and I love that little detail. Like,
yeah,
they could have put like 501st Trooper, 501st Clone or something, but no, they've kept the Tactical Ops Trooper. Just so cool. I love it.
Love that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, there's like a bit of a comparison as well. Again, they are different size figures, but they're definitely going to be worth it. So I believe we have one more to show, which is very exciting. I'm so glad that they've done this. We got very excited, didn't we, when we saw this? Oh, sorry, I've got to show him in action. There he is. This is him with outside of the box. So you can have him like with the double blaster, which I think maybe we'll put him in with the double blaster. We can have him with the single.
Yeah.
But this is the big thing. Talking of the 501st, they are doing a 501st Black Series helmet. It even has the like chips sort of on the paint to make it look like he's seen a little bit of battle.
It's so cool.
I'm so glad they've done this. Will the Clone Trooper is getting an upgrade. I cannot wait. I know there's going to be so many people like buying this.
Yeah.
I've already bought it. I didn't want to miss out on this. And like, in case you're like, oh, you've got like a fake one, I've ordered it from Hasbro. So you know it's legit.
Yep.
So it's on pre-order at the minute, and it's expected to come at the end of March. So within a couple of weeks, World Clone Trooper, it's going to be 501st. I can't wait. And I think he's going to look so good with the Rex as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if they came out and they were like, oh, we're doing a 212, it'd be like, that's very cool. But, you know, we're not going to get it. But 501st. We are the 501st contractor. It's the best Legion. It's our favourite Legion. Like, we got it. So, yeah. There you go. So
we'll have more helmets to do the TikToks.
Yes, and I know you guys are liking the Captain Rex one at the minute.
Yes.
Which I had a lot of fun doing. I love doing them. And we even did a TikTok to be like, will the Clone Troopers getting an upgrade, didn't we?
Yeah.
I love that. So, that is it for like the new releases.
Be more TikToks soon.
Yes, we're getting ideas again. We're flowing again. We're getting more creative.
It's just having the time and the space to do it.
Well, I'm off this week, so maybe there'll be some. But that is it for the new releases. We hope you've got some ideas for possible future purchases. I think out of what we've announced, obviously I've said,
obviously there's the Cody as well.
Yeah, so obviously we've shown the Cody and we've already ordered that one.
So it's in the like Revenge of the Sith packaging.
Yeah. We've ordered the Black Series helmet because I didn't want to miss out on that. But we will probably, out of all the other stuff that we've shown, it will probably be the 501st figure in the box as well. Will be the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of good stuff, good exciting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So going on to Andor season 2. Finally, I know this is like we should have done this video a couple of weeks ago, but technical issues with the computer not being here. We're a little bit late to the party, but Andor is finally getting some attention. We waited ages for a trailer. I was like, are we even going to get a trailer? And then we finally get one. And it looks quite cool. She's very quiet because she's not a big Andor fan. So I'm sorry, Chloe, that we're talking about Andor.
It's fine. It's a part of Star Wars. So...
But I will be doing the episodes by myself.
No.
Chloe does not want to do them.
It's not that I don't want to do them.
You don't want to do them.
I don't really like Andor.
So
sorry, guys.
Chloe's suggestion was like she's just going to sit there and I talk about what's happened, and she's like, "Yeah, cool. We can't have that.
Great.
We can't have that." So
no, in fairness, there are some bits in the trailer that I'm like, this is more like it. You know, my argument is the first series was just a bit slow for me, and there's just a lot of characters that I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm certainly not going to force her to do the breakdown episodes with me.
I just think there's other series that there's so much more going on. You know, I love seeing the aliens and the stormtroopers and the lightsabers and all of that sort of thing. And yeah.
Wow. Derpy Entertainment is in the chat saying, "Hello there. Boo, Chloe. Andor is goated. Andor is the best Star Wars project ever." Now, that's quite a bold statement.
That is very bold. I mean, this is the thing about Star Wars. Everyone has their favourite thing. Everyone doesn't need to like everything the same. You know, there's people that dislike the sequels. There's people that love the sequels. You know, it's the same with all the shows. Some people might say Mandalorian is the best TV series. Some people might think Rebels is the best TV series. Like, everyone has their own favourite thing. And Andor is just not mine personally. But, you know, I respect everyone's opinion. It's fine.
And I'm going to do the breakdowns by myself. They will be long episodes, though, because
we are getting 3 episodes every week.
So we get episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So April 22nd is the release first 3 episodes. So
next month.
Episode 1, Episode 2, and Episode 3. April 29th is Episode 4 to 6. May the 6th is Episode 7 to 9. And May 13th is Episode 10 to 12.
Wow. So there's going to be a lot for me to break down. I'm going to have to do like multiple episodes a week. Be like, Episode 1 breakdown, Episode 2. We might have to do that. Or I might have to do that. Which is, you know, fine by me. And I think each year is like a time jump. Yeah. So they're doing each segment as a time jump, then they're doing a second series. Second part is like a time jump. Third series is a time jump. And then the fourth one, the ending of like episode 12 is going like straight into Rogue One. So like basically it's going to end with like Andor finding out that there's a spy or like there's a pilot who's like left the Empire and he's gone to find out about it, and then that's where we see him in Rogue One. So yeah, Derpy Entertainment put, if Chloe likes the sequels, your opinion isn't validated about Andor. Bloody hell.
I don't really like the sequels. Prequels are my jam, and the originals, of course, because you know I grew up in the early 2000s, just as the prequels are coming out, which is why they're my favourite. But also, it was only the prequels and the originals at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally,
Well,
personally, the sequels aren't my thing either. Andor's not my thing. My favourite things about Star Wars is the prequels, the originals, Clone Wars, Mandalorian, Kenobi, Ahsoka. You know, I love a lot of things about Star Wars, but yeah, personally, Andor isn't my thing. Neither is the sequels, but yeah.
Well, I'm doing the episode by myself, so don't worry. So we have a couple of posters that they've released. So this was the first one that they released. It was like the silhouette of, well, not silhouette. It was like the picture of Diego Luna as Andor, but like the Death Star is like coming through the image of him, which I think is quite cool. And I think I saw someone do a post that said, this poster is reminiscent of a poster that they did for Rogue One, where it was the similar style of the Death Star coming through Diego Luna. Yeah. So I think that's quite a cool little callback to Rogue One for that. And then obviously the second one is the sort of classic, you know, character
floating
poster.
Head poster.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Floating. So you've got like the silhouette of the like Death Star behind, like Andor, Luthen, Bix, you know, all the like main people in this. Yeah, you know. Mm-hmm. This is the poster that you're going to see everywhere. You know, this is that Skeleton Crew poster with like all the characters in it. Mm-hmm. So the trailer starts off, and I'll tell you something that they did something a bit different with this trailer. They, instead of doing like just music or like John Williams style in the background, they actually had a like song. It was, what was it? It was Steve. Oh, I think you made a note of it.
Yes.
And I love, well, obviously the song is Revolution Starts Now.
Yes, Steve Earle, The Revolution Starts
Now. And I think, you know, it was quite, you know, the song is very sort of spot on for the theme of the show, shall we say. You know, the whole show is about revolution and about, like, you know, rising up against the Empire. Quite like the aesthetics here. Clearly we can see Cassian looking quite fancy, having a little wander about. Some people here having a bit of a sit down, having a bit of food. Now, looking back to what we've seen on breakdown videos and what we see later in the trailer, we think this is the Gorian massacre. So Gorin, is it Gorin? Gorman. Sorry. So this is, we reckon this is Gorman, where the Gorman massacre will take place. And yeah, he's clearly here to meet like Mon Mothma, or like something's going down here, and we'll see later in the trailer that this is probably going to be the like pivotal moment in the trailer, or in the show, shall we say. Just everything seems to be leading to what's going to happen here, which if you don't know what the Gorman massacre is, it's basically, if you've seen Rebels, it's the massacre from the Imperials that killed loads of people on Gorman. And literally, this is the event that caused Mon Mothma to speak out against the Empire in the Senate, to which Palpatine labelled it, basically afterwards was like, you're an enemy of the Empire. So she then flees, and that's when the Ghost team like pick her up. So yeah, this is going to be pivotal. you know, we get lots of different
outfits.
Well,
outfit looks.
but we also get, before we talk about that, we've got to talk about the like comments of like highly acclaimed show, and there's lots of quotes from like publishers like IGN and stuff like that about like how good the show is, which I thought was quite cool. And that's how they used those to break up the trailer, which I thought was quite cool. We also see Cassian here walking on Yavin 4 in his very fancy rebel outfit. So we see obviously pilots with orange jumpsuits,
blue jumpsuits.
Yes, so I don't think you can really see it from this angle, but there is like pilots. I think there's one there, in like a, so, and you can see as well like blue X-wings as well. So obviously blue squad. Yeah, I think it's nice to see, that, I wouldn't expect them not to show Yavin 4 in this show. So a good way to connect the Rebels and Andor.
I really like this shot.
This is probably your favourite shot of the like thing. So we see.
I feel like the stormtroopers are such an iconic thing to Star Wars. Like when you think Star Wars, my mind goes to stormtroopers and like Darth Vader and all of that. But they're just iconic. They're one of the first things that you see in the originals.
Yeah.
When it first came out in cinema, and they're still there to this day. I know they're obviously like going back to that sort of era, but they just look so cool. And we were saying when we were watching the trailer as well, like, could these be some of like the 501st? Because obviously they've done that in the past with the
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. They brought a bunch of the like 501st charity groups in that area, because obviously they've got these screen accurate cosplays. Then it saves them on like making more stormtrooper costumes. They just invite them along, and then all these fans that do all this like charity work and stuff can actually say they've been in a Star Wars series, and I think that's so cool.
From what I've seen of the trailer, there is a lot of stormtroopers, especially in a bit later in the trailer where there's like, which we believe is the Gorman massacre. Like, there is a lot of stormtroopers, and I reckon, I'd said to you, didn't, that was the bit where I was like, I reckon a load of these are 501st. And I would love to know if that is true. But you really like this bit because it's like, so we see, according to one of our video breakdowns, Willem Pack, almost my name. There was almost a William in Star Wars. I would have loved that. I think this is the closest I'm going to get to William in Star Wars.
You never know.
There could be a Will out there.
Yeah.
And we see him running through these like wheat fields. Now, some people reckon this is Lothal, which very could be. Very easily could be Lothal. Some people have suggested it could be Dantooine, because we see Dantooine in the Old Republic games, and
they got the wheat fields,
and it is very similar to the wheat. And we also know that there was originally in Rogue One going to be the evacuation of Dantooine, which I thought was quite cool seeing the concept art for that. And in the concept art, it looked very much like this. So but I don't know, it's very like farm-like. I mean, that is probably a good disguise. The only reason why I don't think it's Dantooine is because if it was, and there's an Imperial presence on Dantooine, like, why, when Leia tells Moff Tarkin in A New Hope, the old rebel base is Dantooine, they're like, oh, we've found it and there's no one there. Like, I feel like they would, if there's an Imperial presence there, they would have found a rebel base by now. So I think it's not Dantooine, but could be, but I don't think it is. But I also don't know if it's going to be Lafal. I think it could be something brand new.
Yeah.
But these stormtroopers look really good. Look
I mean,
really cool.
if it is Lethal, there is the possibility that we could see the Ghost Crew.
I mean, I'd even settle for just like one of them at Yavin 4.
Because Mon Mothma is in Rebels.
Yes, but the whole point.
Chopper was in Rogue One as well.
Yes, but the thing that you forget, Mon Mothma in Rebels, it was the Ghost Crew that picked her up after her address in the Senate after the Gorman massacre. So, are we going to see live action Ghost Crew?
I mean, we have a Sabine, we have an Ezra, we have an Hera.
We've seen
Kanan Jarrus. We've seen a photo of him. We've seen Seb in The Mandalorian.
I personally think that we'll see them on we'll see the Ghost
Chopper.
and Hera maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good way.
Or even Ahsoka as like the Fulcrum.
Could do. But then,
I think I would be very happy if I saw that.
You're like, I love Andor now.
I love it.
So good. But no.
This is what I want. I want to see a familiar face. Like, I don't know any of these characters.
Well, you do. You do.
They're just sat there eating cereal. I want to see the action.
Poor Cyril, mate.
I don't understand it.
Wow. Anyway,
personally.
so we see
I want
these.
to see the action. I want to see.
We're going to see plenty of action in
familiar
this by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So we see these stormtroopers chasing down, shooting what seems to be Willem. We see Andor flying a TIE ship. Now, it does look quite cool that we're seeing, we don't often see the interior of, TIE ships a lot, but that does look quite a cool ship, to be fair. And we see that he's him in this, TIE ship fires off this missile at this troop transporter. Again, blows up. So this is clearly the new that we see later we see later in the trailer Ascian taking a TIE ship, and we believe that it's the TIE Avenger, which is quite cool.
Which
Something
is a
bit
new
different.
one,
Yes, and it looks really cool.
It does.
But I do like it. Just hits the thing, just explodes. It's oh my god. We then see Forrest Whitaker back as Saw Gerrera in his sort of older, rugged look that we see in Rogue One. Again, they've done really good with the hair and the makeup to sort of make it match Rogue One.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be shot maybe episode 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Right before Rogue One sort of thing. Clearly he's been beaten up a lot. He's got his respiratory mask and.
I didn't realise that their initial plan was to do 5 seasons of it as well. But obviously they've condensed it down and done a couple of time jumps and stuff.
Yeah, I think
didn't realise that.
The good thing about doing it this way is if for whatever reason, now I know season 1 of Andor was really highly acclaimed, which I thought was quite good. If season 2 for whatever didn't really work out, there's so much of the story that would have been left over and missing that by doing it this way, they complete the Andor story, whatever happens, If it's a good show or if it's not, the Andor story was 100% complete. You don't have the problem of the Acolyte, which again I liked.
Story, which is open so many questions.
Yeah.
And now it's only they're gonna have to finish off in the novels and
comics
stuff. Yeah.
So I think they've made the right decision. 12
by shortening it in case it gets cancelled. Yeah, the story is sort of
told and complete. Yeah. So then we see Mon Mothma at
her daughter's wedding.
Oh. Leda.
And there's a bit in here where she's sort of like dancing.
She's proper like, oh.
And I'm like,
she's enjoying herself.
what the hell?
she's on the wines.
She got on the Chardonnay.
So we see like at this wedding, which we believe is possibly Mon Mothma's home planet, which is I can't remember what it was called, but Chondrilla or something like that. And she's getting married. Her daughter's getting married to this boy. I can't remember his name, but basically his dad is like he's like a sort of like gangster, and he wants his name to mean something, and like this is good financially for them. But she's not overly happy about it.
What have I done in this clip?
And we also see as well at this wedding that Krennic is also there, meeting her. But she doesn't want to get Andor to get married to this Slimo. And this book was quite cool in the trailer. We also do see in the trailer, so this is Andor and Bix on what looks to be Coruscant, and we do see a bit in the trailer where she's just like shoots an Imperial, but we do see this bit, and it's like the part in the song's like the revolution starts now, and then the like explosion goes off. It's like that's really cool, really good way of timing it, while they're looking away, they're doing the cool guy, don't look at the explosion. I mean, if that was me, I'd be like, oh. Ooh. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then we get Krennic, our first look at Krennic again.
Director Krennic. Do we think that we're going to see a Vader cameo? I bloody love Darth Vader, okay? So if he comes in Andor, I'll be very happy.
I don't think we're going to see Vader. But I think we're going to see someone.
I mean, Hayden is literally going to be doing, like, the next season of Ahsoka. So, can he just walk into the other, like, room?
Because they would have filmed it. Anyway, I think we're going to see someone, whether it be Palpatine in the Senate. Could even be, like, one of the ghosts.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Could be a Grand Admiral Thrawn, because obviously him and Krennic are having a bit of
a... He's in Ahsoka as well, so...
But they are having a bit of a battle for funds during this period. Obviously, this is what seems to be like he's on Coruscant or something. But then, like, the next shot is him looking out at the Death Star, which is very cool.
It is a nice shot.
Yeah. And obviously the turbo laser...
Like, Star Wars shot where you're like behind the characters and looking out. It's the same with like Ahsoka in the Clone Wars, where she's looking out into like the hyperspace. And Vader, when he looks over and he sees the ship, and he's like, "Luke," like it's such a classic Star Wars shot. That, and I love
Do you know what I love about this shot as well? This is my opinion, right? The end of the end of Revenge of the Sith, you have this shot of Palpatine, Vader, and Tarkin looking out of the Star Destroyer at the Death Star being built. And this is obviously very reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
But it's just Krennic looking out of a Star Destroyer, watching his work. Because this is, we see it in Rogue One. He's like, this is my achievement, not yours.
Yeah.
This is very much his baby, his pride and joy. And he's like watching it being like, I can't wait for this to be done. So I really like it. And it's like reminiscent of that shot. We do also get this shot of this like dead
rebel
or pilot with some, we believe this is Saw Gerrera's like rebellion. So how they're not they're part of the rebellion,
But
but
they're not official.
they're not like they're not with it.
Yeah.
You know, he's more of an extremist. Like,
It's got its own little group. Sort of.
yeah. So obviously these X-wings, they got like black and white markings.
Mhm.
I think they're called like the Black Angels or something. And we see that like a group of them take off with this transport. So I reckon this could be Dantooine. I reckon this is Dantooine, and this
That's
is
true.
Saw Gerrera's lot leaving Dantooine.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. But
I mean, it does look
because
like
we
there's a
do
bit
see
stronger.
other ships like lift off, like behind these like hills. So quite cool.
Very true.
Then we also get a bit more of the what we believe is the Gorman massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you can see, like there is a lot of like bodies
Yeah.
around. We see there's an explosion that takes out a couple of stormtroopers. Look at him. Look at him. He's like proper flying.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
And
like
we
one
believe-
here on the stairs, and there's a lot of injuries.
Yeah. I mean, we believe this is like sort of Empire Day celebration sort of thing. And obviously all the rebels have like came and
Yeah, but I think,
Trying
you know,
to
at the
get
end
rid
of
of
the
it.
day, you want to, like, you know, from what it looks like Cassian has almost started the massacre by planting a bomb or something.
Yeah.
You know, using a bit of Saw Gerrera tactics or whatever.
Mhm.
And then that's
because
caused
he
a bit
is
of a...
carrying that massive bag at the start.
We do
so
also
that
see,
could
like,
be-
a ship, like, fizzing out, like, like earlier in the trailer, don't we? Like, someone's tampered with it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to make it look like there's a bomb go off, and the Empire are going to come in and like take all these people out, and that's when like Mothma is going to speak out in the Senate and be like, you know, we got to do something about this, and that's where it connects to Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
We see these Imperial troopers. I reckon this is going to be in the ISB like security building, because we do see Cassian walk through this corridor later, like earlier in the trailer. So this could be like ISB control.
This isn't Stormtrooper armor though.
No, it's Imperial. Like, I think now that we've seen this, now shout out to like all our troopers in the 501st Legion, because again, we love you guys and the work that you do. I think there's going to be a lot of Imperials doing this in it.
Yep.
Where you have like basically Stormtrooper-esque armor, but like you're not full armor, and you have like your face out, and you have the like Imperial helmets and stuff.
Yep. I reckon these people, obviously, because they're not wearing helmets, they're going to be a lot better with their shooting. Because obviously, Stormtroopers are well known for their missing shots.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think these are going to be ISB agents. You know, this like the goggles are like the mud trooper goggles.
Yeah, I thought that.
Obviously, this is the Imperial hat. You know, so I think this is just like ISB security almost. You know, maybe we'll see checkpoint guards. That'd be cool. I'd like that. See some of them again in live action.
Yep.
And then obviously we see the TIE Avenger. So we see the TIE Avenger obviously piloted by Cassian, destroying the hangar, getting like mowing down these poor troopers. Like he's just like
Yep.
taking them out.
He's brutal.
Yeah. And I do love this shot as well of like the troop, like from the troopers' point of view, basically.
Yeah.
Like looking up at this massive ship and you're trying to shoot it down, and like the lasers are doing nothing to it. You know, very cool. Again, we get more shots of the sort of massacre. Again, like I said, look, in this one shot, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 troopers in there that you can clearly see in that one shot. That's 13 that's 13 people in armor.
Yep.
Surely some of these are going to be 501st. Otherwise, they have to create like, and that's just those people there. That's 13 troopers.
Yep.
Like armor they would have to create. So I don't know. I think it's 501st, but looks very good though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'd love to know if you're 501st then in an America and you get called to one of these. Saying that, they did do a lot of Andor in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get some of the UK garrison. They could be part of the UK garrison.
That's true.
But what I would love to know, if they are 501st, how do they cover up the little Orabesh?
Maybe they just make a spare shoulder bit for them.
Oh,
Maybe.
Because I was going to say, like, can you imagine if they forgot and there was like a trooper and he had the little...
Yeah.
I'd love that. That'd be
In
such a
Orabesh.
cool little shout out as well.
Yeah. Oh.
We also see, like, in the trailer, we do see... We just haven't got photos of them, but we do see one shot of Luthen in his, like, sort of wig disguise. So he's probably not going to make it out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
We do also see Claire, which is Luthen's assistant, and she's on Coruscant and she's like grabbing Andor. So I reckon that's after Luthen's been killed.
Speaking of Luthen, I actually saw a picture the other day. Someone like found it in the trailer. So there's a scene where you see Luthen's, like, what's it called? The little shop that he has with all the like antiques, right? And there's Padme's like one of her headpieces, but not the one from Attack of the Clones. It's one from the Phantom Menace, which is like gold and it's got like the red bits on it, and it's the one.
Wow. That's quite cool.
But yeah, obviously, if I find the picture again, then
let us know.
We'll show that one. But we're gonna see a bit more of Luthen's little shop.
Luthen's shop.
Is it a shop? I don't know.
It is a shop because people come in and buy
antiques.
like antiques.
Yeah, but it's just a room of Easter eggs. You got Padme's head.
I want a spin-off show.
Yeah.
I want a spin-off show. Luthen's Antique Roadshow.
They totally could.
I'd love that.
Or even just like a little tour around the shop.
Could you imagine that? Like Luthen's Antique Roadshow. Like he's like, hey guys, today I'm on Coruscant. And we are going to see what the wonderful people of Coruscant have to offer the antiques.
We have Plo Koon's mask. We have.
And then there's just some
guy.
Just some guy stood there going, "Oh my god, I didn't realise it was that much."
Yeah.
Love it. Star Wars, if you're listening, Lucasfilm, if you're listening. Luthen's Antique Roadshow. That's the play. We do also see shots at ISB control of Dedra, the ISB agent from season 1. We see a couple of shots, not many. I think like one of Cyril. He's like coming through a checkpoint, looking like worried. Like we see Brasso, who is Andor's mate from season 1, and he is being held back by stormtroopers in that sort of wheat field. So clearly, like Andor goes to get him, and we also see Andor hugging Bix in the wheat field as well. So that plan is going to have a big part of the story, I think. We also have Cyril's mum here, looking very happy. And we end the trailer with probably the most iconic image of the trailer. Smart, swanky Diego Luna with his hair like all done nicely, looking very dapper.
A little smirk.
Very sharp, looking at someone and then does like a little
He's
smirk.
meeting up with someone there.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's about to go down. I will say Diego Luna looks good there. Like he looks very sharp. I remember recently, what was it? The Terminal we watched. I was like, oh my god, it's Andor.
Yeah.
I didn't
The
realise
Terminal with Tom Hanks.
He looks the exact same.
And the Diego Luna who plays Andor is in it, and he he has like a crush on Zoe
Oh,
Saldana, and she likes Star Trek. She goes to these Comic Cons, and he's like, "She's a Trekkie," and it's so funny because like obviously he's in Star Wars, but like in that,
Yeah, but don't you realise that
loves-
as well?
yeah,
That in the
and
films,
she was Uhura
in
from
the-
Star Trek.
I thought
Yeah.
that was quite funny.
But
But-
I think that's funny how he's
yeah.
like a sort of nerdy guy, and he's actually in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's just one of
not
us.
Star Trek, but yeah.
He's just one of us.
Yeah.
Another person I got to mention as well. We do see Melshi, that we see in Rogue One and Andor season 1, who leaves the prison with Cassian.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see him in it, and we know he's going to survive season 2 because he's in Rogue One.
Yep.
But yeah, that is it for the trailer. I thought it was quite good. I liked the music to it. There was quite a lot of action.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be quite good.
I think it's gonna be better than the first.
I think it's quite as well. I think the way that they're doing it with like 3 episodes at a time, a really interesting way of showing a show.
I think a lot of people like to binge watch the series because they often leave it on a cliffhanger, and then you're like, oh great, I've got to wait a week. Whereas if they release 3 episodes in one go, you can watch 1 episode or 2, and then like you still got another episode to watch.
I feel like you're not going to get many cliffhangers though, because if there's like a cliffhanger at the end of episode 3, episode 4 there's going to be a bit of a time jump.
Yeah.
So there's like you're not going to get like a clear answer.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
But I'm quite looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot to break down. We've still got to work out how we're going to do it. Maybe we do like a normal episode on the Thursday of like episode 1 or 2, and then we do like a shorter episode on Friday or something.
Or Sunday.
Who knows? Or I do it by myself. So, because you don't.
I am gonna watch it though. This is the thing. I'm gonna watch it, so I'm gonna know what's happened.
Okay. Right. Troopers of the week. We have been a little bit slacking with troopers recently. That's my bad. What are you smoking? It's my bad. I apologise, troopers. So
obviously we've got Matt Ferguson who made the posters.
So
Very cool.
Shout out to Matt. Go give him a follow. Go check his work out. He is awesome. And like I said, I check his page like every day to see if he's been like, Revenge of the Sith posters now available to buy. I'm like, go. So my trooper of the week, been chatting around with him for a bit because he had a really cool cosplay. So his name is Kurt Manabak. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm butchering it. Goes by the name of Official Darth Disney.
What a cool name.
Yeah, what a name. But he was at a Comic-Con and he was like, he's got his lightsabers on wires so he can like properly like swing them about.
Yep. Very much like Darth Treya.
Very much. So let me just show you him in action.
It is really cool.
It's so cool.
It generally looks like he's using the Force, like.
Yeah. And like you showed me videos as well of like him showing off his skills to like Wim and Neil, and they were like, wow.
Yeah.
But I was having a real good chat with him because obviously we put it on our story, and I was like asking him, I was like, have you ever like had an incident where it's like any close incidents where it's like flown off, or like and he was telling me about this story about how he accidentally hit a kid on the back of the leg.
But they got 3 lights.
They did. So basically,
worth it.
The binding in the like wire that he used didn't hold, and it like came off, and it like hit this little girl on the back of the leg, and she was like crying. And he was like, he said he was absolutely distraught, and I couldn't blame him. You're doing that.
Yeah.
But then he's like spoken to the mum, and he was like, look, here's a free lightsaber from me for the kid. And the kid was all right then.
Yeah.
And the mum was like, "Oh, what a great show!"
Mhm.
So yeah, official Daft Disney. Kurt, I said I'll give you a shout out. There you go, my friend. Definitely go check him out. And we've have spoke about possibly having him on as a guest, which would be quite
That
cool
would be
to
so
have
cool.
on. To talk about, because I would love to know more about the whole, like, how he, does the whole wire and all that. So yeah, very cool. Obviously, Matt Ferguson, we've mentioned. We're going to give one more shout out to a group this time. We are having a chat with them, but it is the 501st Welsh squad. So we met Kev from the 501st. I think it was at the Newport Comic Con last year, where we met. We met quite a few people, but he got in touch with us the other day, and basically said that they are having they have these meetups, armory parties, where they meet up and they do armor work and all that together. And they very kindly have invited us along to go to one of these armor parties. So we're gonna try and see if we can work it out, but we're gonna possibly do an episode with the 501st Welsh squad. So shout out to you guys if you're watching or listening. Thank you for the invite, and I think it'd be really cool hanging out with you guys and seeing you in action.
Yes.
So yeah, shout out to you guys.
And we love the 501st as well. Like, they do so much for charity work, and their costumes just look amazing. And deep inside, they are just like us. They go home, they watch Star Wars, they love it, and then they dress up as these characters, and they could have a helmet on. They could be like a Darth Vader or a Stormtrooper, but even though they look mean and they're doing a picture of a blaster and that, inside they're smiling, and they're just like us, really. It makes their day.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're making other people's days. A lot of these events they go to, they go to hospitals, and there's children there that are very sick, and not much makes them happy. So then they get these stormtroopers and Vaders and all these cosplayers in, and makes that kid's day. And it's such a cool organization, and absolutely love it. And they're just like us, trying to have fun, dressing up. It's like a kid on Halloween, but just in the best way possible, because they've got the most screen accurate outfits. And
and a load of our friends are part of different garrisons. We have Alpine Vader from the Alpine Garrison. We've got people in the 501st UK Garrison. We've got the Welsh squad. There's a lot of different ones out there, and if we can do any work with them, we will more than happy give them recognition or a spotlight because of what they do for charity and how good their costumes and cosplays look. So, we will always have time for the 501st Legion. Like I said, whether it be a garrison from the States, Europe, or even, like I said, the UK. So, So, also, I meant to show you this. It's a bit of a funny one because I don't know who to credit it for, because I don't know the guy who done it. But this guy has created. It came up in one of these community groups that we're a part of. Some guy has got the Lego minifigs, and he has built them, the figures, Black Series boxes.
They look so good.
And it does look really cool because it's you're looking at this Captain Rex, for example, and he's got the little stud to hold the blasters on the wall. It looks so good, and I just wanted to show it off because I was like, that is so cool, and I love it. So yeah. Also, we have a meme of the week. This is very, very reminiscent and very accurate at the minute, especially as I'm off this week and I'm looking for things to do. So it's the scene from The Incredibles where Mr. Incredible's looking at like all the newspaper articles of like his glory days, and it says those were the glory days, but someone's edited the frames to include all the old school Star Wars games.
PlayStation
So we
2,
have PlayStation
Xbox.
2, Battlefront 2, Battlefront, Bounty Hunter, Republic Commandos, Clone Wars, Force Unleashed,
Lego Star Wars,
Jedi Starfighter, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue Leader, Knights of the Old Republic. I was just like, yeah, those are the good days when you had all these classic Star Wars games. And maybe we'll get back into this week. But yeah. So that is it from us. We know we've been away for a bit, but we hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and we will be back regularly now on. So yeah, from us guys, have a great week. We will see you later in the week, and may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you guys.